an indicator of the fact that they're moving either towards attempting to make nuclear weapons at some point or to be in a position to do so. And that is the threat. And there is no other reason for them to be doing that. So yes, they don't have the exact bomb ready to go, but they're moving in that direction. And Israel is in a position to deal with that threat for the first time in a very long time. And I understand why they're doing it.
OK, Dave, before we get to your response to that, just explain to people why you have called what Donald Trump is doing a betrayal and why you think he should be impeached.
Well, I think he has brought us into a war with Iran. Now, how much this war escalates, we will see. And I think that this is it is the most profoundly risky and reckless policy he could have pursued, or just about. I think this is very likely going to lead to a catastrophe, much like all of the other terror wars, including the one, Piers, that you heroically led the opposition in the UK to in 2003, of course, referring to the war in Iraq. And as you remember well, Piers, from that war, the justifications just kept constantly changing.
To effectuate
if you topple, okay, so you topple the regime, and by whatever means, what happens then? How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay. Yeah.
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not even... You don't know anything about Iran. So
okay, I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government. You're the one who claims anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the one who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
You don't believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that...
We are carrying out military strikes today.
You said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here, because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting Israel.
High stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay, we are not bombing them.
Oh, okay.
Israel is bombing them. And why do you do
nuclear sites to disable the country's atomic capabilities? So far, it's launched dozens of strikes on these facilities you see in the northern and north central parts of the country. It includes the one that is most concerning to everyone, Fordo. That site is buried deep in a mountain, about 300 feet below ground, some 60 miles outside Tehran. Taking out that facility will require a much bigger bomb than Israel has in its arsenal. The president's considering deploying a U.S. bunker buster bomb. It is capable of penetrating 200 feet underground before detonation. Chief National Security Corps.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Today, I'm here to talk about the issue of the Israel-Iran war, which has really escalated over the past period of time, with Israel bombing Iran facilities, nuclear facilities, and Iran retaliating, bombing some civilian sites, and also Iran bombing different military facilities of Israel and intelligence facilities belonging to Mossad. We have a long history to go through here with this war, because it has been escalating over the period of time, with the Prime Minister of Israel, Bibi Netanyahu, who said Iran has always been developing nuclear weapons, not necessarily developing, but on the precipice of developing a nuclear weapon since 2005, early 2000s. It has been a sentiment that he has had for a long period of time, and he has always wanted to go to war with Iran, wanting the United States to intervene and help him with this war. But the only problem he has is that America has had a lot of wars over the past period of time. The Iraq War, which ended up not being popular with the masses, George Bush, his legacy was really ruined because of that war. They've had Afghanistan and all these other Middle Eastern wars which have really destabilized the area. They've had no known benefits to the country. American intervention has been really discouraged by different members like Tucker Carlson, different members of MAGA, prominent supporters of Donald J. Trump, the president of the US, like Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene, who have been really prominent supporters. So him going to war will not end up well. In order to really finish their mission, because Israel says, at least the prime minister says, he just doesn't want Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon, which I think the war is deeper than that. His feelings towards Iran have not really been hidden, but in order to finish this, he needs the bunker busters from the US, which can only be delivered by a US pilot in a US plane. So I don't know how this will play with the Americans, who are really split on Israel right now because of the Hamas war. A lot of people say they've been committing war crimes against the people of Palestine. So this issue has really hurt the sentiments towards Israel over the past period of time, because President Trump struck Soleimani in his first term, and that didn't bring up any negative sentiments. They thought it was a show of strength from him. So this time they are really split on the issue of making any strikes on Iran. So I don't know how this can play out in the long run.